Welcome to the President's Diary, your weekly look at leadership that's bold and hands-on. This week began in Montego Bay, Jamaica, where His Excellency President Dr. Mohamed Irfan Ali attended the 49th meeting of the Conference of Heads of Government of CARICOM. President Ali took part in a crucial session of the Prime Ministerial Subcommittee on External Trade Negotiations. Discussions centered on urgent trade issues affecting the region's economic resilience and sustainability. Back home in Guyana, President Ali met with a delegation from the Bechtel Corporation led by President of Regions and Corporate Relations, Mr. Justin Cibarel. The team provided an update on Bechtel's ongoing technical work, supporting the transportation corridor between northern Brazil and the planned deepwater port at the mouth of the Berbice River. President Ali emphasized the project's strategic importance to Guyana, CARICOM, and the hemisphere, urging swift progress so that construction can commence and be completed in the shortest possible time. President Irfan Ali delivered the feature address at the commissioning of a $711.6 million Tecnam P-2012 aircraft at the Guyana Defense Force GDF hangar at the Eugene F. Correa International Airport. The Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces stated that the acquisition of a new aircraft shows the commitment of his administration to modernizing the GDF.
It's an exciting time to be in the Guyana Defense Force. And your circumstances is changing beyond leaps and bounds. You now can do your degree, your postgraduate, your master's. You now can aspire to be in almost every single profession, knowing that the Guyana Defense Force will support your aspirations. All that is required is your enduring love for your country, your enduring love for the Guyana Defense Force, and your enduring commitment to what you do.
The new aircraft, registered to represent the Mabaruma Township, will perform several duties, including humanitarian assistance in hinterland communities when necessary. It was selected because of its ability to navigate rough skies as well as its capability to land on narrow airstrips scattered throughout the hinterland. President Ali joined thousands of cricket fans at the opening night of the Global Super League at the National Stadium in Providence. It was a thrilling matchup between local heroes, the Guyana Amazon Warriors, and defending champions, the Rangpur Riders, a spectacle that delivered electrifying moments and united passionate fans. President Ali on Friday visited Aishalton in Region 9, where he announced the government's intention to assist in marketing the lush forests and intact ecosystems of the South Rupununi as a global model for biodiversity. He informed scores of villagers in Tushaus that he had recently engaged with community stakeholders at the 2025 National Tushaus Council Conference to craft a strategy that would guarantee the economic and environmental empowerment of the South Rupununi. The president believes that highlighting the region as a biodiversity hotspot can lead to sustainable wealth, jobs, and prosperity for its residents.
When the world speaks about biodiversity, which will be the most important subject, they must all point to the South Rupununi as a home of best practices, as a home of sustainability, as a home of resilience, as a home of thinkers, as a home of ideas, as a home of partnership.
President Irfan Ali and his wife, First Lady Arya Ali, engaged with patrons on Friday afternoon at their son's Zaid's Lemonade sale held on the lawns of State House. The fundraiser raised a total of $9.1 million for 8 animal organizations in Guyana. To wrap up the week, President Ali joined thousands of cricket fans at the National Stadium in Providence to support the Guyana Amazon Warriors in their second match of the Global Super League T20 cricket tournament as they face the Central Stags. On Saturday morning, President Ali met with the members from the Guyana Table Tennis Association, the Guyana Squash Association, and the Guyana Karate Federation. Discussions centered on the expansion of the sports in Guyana and sponsorship opportunities. From diplomacy and development to defense and national pride, President Ali's week reflected the energy and ambition of a nation on the rise. Do join us again next week on the President's Diary.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Safeguarding Our Nation. In this episode, we're focusing on Guyana's national security architecture and how it keeps the country safe. A key part of this architecture is the National Intelligence and Security Agency, or NISA. NISA serves as a national coordinating hub for intelligence gathering and analysis, bringing together multiple agencies, technologies, and partnerships to protect us all. Today, we're joined by Colonel Sheldon Howell, Director of NISA and Chairman of the National Defense Institute Advisory Board. He is a career military officer with over 26 years of service in the Guyana Defense Force, with senior experience in special operations, intelligence, defense planning, and international cooperation with key allies, including the United States and Brazil. Colonel, thank you for joining us.
Good morning, Marcia. Good morning to our viewers. And thank you for having me on the program.
You're most welcome. Let's get down to the basics. What exactly is the national security architecture? And why should the average citizen care?
Marcia, let me start by saying this. Guyana's national security architecture protects our people, protects our land, and it's our way of life. It brings together all parts of the government which is responsible for security. The President and Commander-in-Chief chairs the Defense Board and the National Security Council, which formulates policies and national priorities. It also includes other entities like the Guyana Defense Force, the Guyana Police Force, the Customs Anti-Narcotic Unit, the Prison and Fire Services, the Special Organized Crime Unit, the Guyana Revenue Authority, and of course, the National Intelligence and Security Agency, of which I'm the director. But at the heart of this architecture is you, the citizen. Whether you're a farmer, whether you're taking your child to school, whether you own a business, or you're part of the indigenous community. Important to note, it uses modern tools like drones, sophisticated cameras, satellite imagery, artificial intelligence, and other data platforms, coordinated in such a way that it responds quickly to threats, whether on land, air, sea, or cyber. And the National Intelligence and Security Agency collects the data, processes it, and disseminates it to our local agencies and our international partner, like the United States, United Kingdom, Brazil, France, our Caribbean and Latin American partners as well. But we're not only investing in modern tools, we're also investing in human capital development. And one of the President's brainchild, the National Defense Institute, is one such example, which seeks to bring together military personnel, academia, the private sector, other civil society entities, and our Caribbean nation under one umbrella to understand common threats which will assist in formulating new policies and strategies. To sum it up, the architecture protects our people, it protects this nation, because this is not the job for only one group. It's for all of us.
What does this system actually do for people in their day-to-day lives?
Marcia, this is real safety in real situations all across Guyana. And I'll give you 3 examples. When drones spotted illegal airstrips and mining camps deep in Region 9, we were able to deploy teams quickly to shut down those illegal operations, thanks to community information as well as aerial surveillance. Another one is when Venezuelan illegal vessels cross into our waters. We have radar systems and coastal surveillance systems, along with GPS TAC patrols that let us intercept these vessels and protect our territory. In the cities, Marcio, we have CCTV cameras and a new e-ticketing system, which helps to reduce traffic violations and assists in police investigations. In our hinterlands, we use cross-border tracking systems that allow us to track movements of people, which helps to understand potential threats. But at the heart of it is the command center, which connects the dots and help us to respond quickly. Marcio, you may not see it work all the time, but it's working behind the scenes to keep our country and people safe.
You've talked a lot about technology, but what about people's privacy? How can the public be sure that these tools aren't misused?
This is a valid concern, even for me. And Marcio, we take this very seriously. We don't want to take away people's freedom. We want to protect it. Yes, we use CCTV, sophisticated cameras, drones, satellite imagery, and other AI systems that detect patterns. But hear this. We stick rigidly to the laws that govern us. Every piece of equipment is loved and audited, and there is no access to footage without traceability. We also have strict access control and oversight systems. And soon, we'll have an oversight board with civil society voices. We've also upgraded the response mechanism to missing persons, especially children. And soon enough as well, we'll have a national alert system that sends real-time information to your phones, TVs, radios, and social media platforms. Marcio, the point is simple. These tools are not threats. Once it's used with discipline, purpose, will earn the public's trust.
Colonel, how does the national security architecture protect Guyana's patrimony, including its gold, forests, and marine resources?
Marcio, this is one of our most important and serious responsibility, and one of the most active national security work right now. You must remember that Guyana's patrimony is not just the oil, gold, or timber. It's our identity, our future, and our sovereignty. And yes, there are many attempts by illicit actors to exploit it, especially in our hinterland and vulnerable areas. And here are some examples of how we're protecting it. In the jungles, the joint services are working with the Guyana Forestry Commission and the Guyana Geology and Mines Commission to monitor illegal logging and mining. We use drones, satellite imagery, and other technology, and most important again, along with community intelligence, to provide that information for us to shut down those illegal mining operations. And within the past year, in regions 7, 8, and 9, we have done that. Another example is along our rivers. We've been able to intercept many gold smuggling operations and unregulated dredging, particularly in our border areas. In this regard, we've deployed forward operating units to act quickly before any damage is done. Out in our seas, Marcio, our Coast Guard, the Police Marine Wing, the Maritime Administration and Department, and the Customs Anti-Narcotic Unit are protecting our marine resources from illegal fishing vessels, especially from Venezuela, to illegal drug trafficking and armed trafficking routes. We're now using sophisticated, state-of-the-art coastal radars and AIS systems to protect and monitor our sea space in real time. Also, in our exclusive economic zone, especially near our oil exploration installations, we have increased maritime patrols and our domain awareness, supported deeply by our international partners like the United States and our regional allies. Across all these efforts, NISA helps to pull the intelligence together, so if something suspicious happens, there is no time lost in coordinating the response. And these are just not plans, they're happening now. But we need the public's help too. So if you observe something, whether it's illegal dredging, illegal mining, or a foreign vessel, make a call. Your call can save lives or protect national assets.
Colonel, my final question. What's the one thing every Guyanese should understand about national security?
The answer is very simple. It's not someone else's job. It's all of ours. So whether you live in a city, you live in the interior, you wear a uniform or not, we're all part of this. Security is not living in fear. It's living in freedom, knowing that your country has your back and you have your part to play too. So if you hear something, say something. If you have a business, tighten your systems. If someone is in trouble, help them. And if you're a parent like me, talk to your children. We are building a Guyana where security is everybody's business, and we're safer because of it.
That's all for this episode of Safeguarding Our Nation. A big thank you to Colonel Howell for sharing his insights. As you've heard, national security isn't about borders and system. It's about you, the Guyanese people. Whether you live in Linden or deep in the hinterland, whether you wear a uniform or not, you have a role to play in keeping Guyana safe. Until next time, thank you for watching and stay safe.
The Ministry of Labor's Board of Industrial Training, in collaboration with the Art Williams and Harry Wendt Aeronautical Engineering School, recently launched its Aircraft Maintenance Foundation program at the Essequibo Technical Institute on the Regina Essequibo Coast. 20 residents of Region 2, 14 males and 6 females, were the first to benefit from the initiative. Speaking to the Department of Public Information, the beneficiaries expressed gratitude for the program.
When I first saw the program, it was very intriguing because ever since I was small, I was always interested in aviation. I always wanted to pursue my dreams and pursue a career in aviation. I want to become a pilot. So when I saw this, it was like, okay, this is your opportunity.
I've always been fascinated about planes. I wanted to become a pilot, but there's it's expensive. You have to go, out the country. You have to get support, and a lot of people don't have that opportunity. So thanks to the government, I want to thank them for giving me and all the trainees here the opportunity to start this process, this path.
This is truly one of the most amazing things that the government ever did so far, to bring a course like this into Essequibo Coast and bringing it to people like us, because it's very hard for most Essequibians to go into Georgetown and pursue their studies. And a lot of us have dreams to go and get these things done, but financially and then the distance and places to stay is very hard. And now that they've brought it here, and it's cheaper because the courses are very expensive naturally. So bringing it under the government process and just making it better for everybody in Essequibo Coast.
The 9-month program will equip learners with essential skills in aircraft maintenance, ground operations, safety protocols, and technical communication. Critical skills for them to have before taking up careers in Guyana's growing air transport industry.
A brand new community is about to take shape on the Essequibo coast. 250 families received their house lots in the new Hove Van Arik housing development. This marks a major step towards making their dreams of home ownership a reality.
Our commitment is to ensure that we work continuously so that all of our citizens who are eligible can have access to their own land or home. That's our commitment.
And by delivering on that commitment, the government has put 250 families one step closer to a life of dignity and independence.
My name is Erika Passat. I'm from Riverstown. Since 2023 I applied and I'm excited.
Good afternoon. My name is Sophia Henry. I'm from Charity New Housing Scheme. I was waiting a very long time for this opportunity and I'm so thankful that I can own my own house land, and I must say thanks to the minister and the government for, give me my own house land. I'm so thankful.
My name is Felicia Ferdinand. I'm originally from Georgetown, but I've been residing in Essequibo for the last 13 years. And I applied for land from the government in 2008. I've been running back and forth, but finally, I came in March to update my application, and they told me this next time you hear that they're coming, you must come. And I came today and I got through, and I'm very much ecstatic because I'm a single mother of 6 and I'm paying rent, and it's very hard on me because I got kids to send to school, I got lesson fees and so on to pay. So paying rent and I have bills to pay is very hard. So I'm glad that I got through today because at least I can't even explain. It's like a burden on my shoulders, I've been praying. I know I want to say thanks to my mom because she always said, she said, man, don't give up. God has come through when you least expect it. And he did today, and I want to say thanks to the government. And thanks to me for keeping up the faith because somebody feel like give up, But thank you very much to the minister and to the government of Guyana. And I'm encouraging young people to, apply. It's a lifelong investment. And, you can leave something for your kids.
Persons who were allocated their house lots in Wismar Phase 1 Linden have been educated on the status of construction and were able to see digitally their lot location. This exercise happened on Friday last when the Minister of Housing visited a new housing development after distributing 1,000 house lots to the Region 10 residents.
So when today is finished, we will probably have about over 2,800 allocations done for Region 10. And the allocations are continuous because with the lands that we are acquiring, everyone who is December 31st, 2024 or prior is expected to be addressed.
The expedited process of housing applications is assisting in clearing up backlog of applicants. Over the past 5 years, more than 50,000 Guyanese have received house lots, a promise made by the government and delivered.
Welcome to this week's edition of Weekly Digest, your front row seat to the policies, programs, and people shaping Guyana's development journey. Each week, we go beyond the headlines to follow ministers of government as they implement the administration's agenda, one step, one story, and one community at a time. Beginning with agriculture, the government remains optimistic that the long-standing ban on the exportation of catfish to the United States will be lifted shortly. The Minister of Agriculture, Zulfikar Mustafa, made the announcement at the ministry's main office in Georgetown on Wednesday.
The ambassador and I have been speaking regularly on this matter, and I hope very shortly we can have the ban lifted so that Guyana could once again export our product, especially catfish, to the United States.
Over to education, the Tocqueville Secondary School is being expanded to cater for over 180 more pupils. 6 new classrooms are being created that will each accommodate 30 pupils. Minister of Education Priyamanik Chand recently visited the construction site to check on the progress that's being made.
Our aim is to make sure every child has a solid secondary education wherever they live, and this is one of the efforts. It's not only building new schools, but extending the schools that we currently have.
Region 7 saw tremendous improvements in this year's National Grade 6 assessment. In the 2025 exams, students recorded better grades in every subject. There was a 16% increased pass rate in math and 14% in English. Minister of Parliamentary Affairs and Governance, Gail Teixeira, attended the region's prize-giving ceremony on Tuesday.
As we work, and this is where the government, President Ali, has made education the foundation stone of the transformation of our country.
Persons who were allocated house lots in Wismar Phase 1 Linden have been briefed on the status of construction, and they were able to see digital location of their lots. This exercise occurred last Friday when the Minister of Housing visited the new development after distributing 1,000 house lots to residents of Region 10.
So when today is finished, we will probably have about over 2,800 allocations done for Region 10. And the allocations are continuous because with the lands that we are acquiring, everyone who is December 31st, 2024 or prior is expected to be addressed.
When it comes to mining, the government of Guyana has given its commitment that will continue to support miners. The commitment was given by Minister of Natural Resources Vikram Bharat to members of the Bartica business community at a recent networking activity. He noted that once mining does well, so too does Bartica and the entire country.
The mining sector is critical to the development of our country. Today, the Guyana that you see wasn't built on oil and gas. It was built on mining, it was built on logging, on agriculture, and on tourism, and the other traditional sectors.
Minister Barrett also delivered buses, boats, ATVs, bicycles, tablets, and other items that were requested by residents of 12 villages in Region 9. Also, all of the South Rupununi communities received $1 million each to assist in any agriculture-based project of their choice.
A priority of ours has always and will be education and healthcare. Education and healthcare is critical. We can't have our children walking miles to go to school. If we got to get a bus to them, we will provide a bus for them. Our health workers, we can't have them walking from one village to another. We will provide the ATV for them.
Kukwani now has a brand new nursery school. Named Kukwani Waterfront Nursery, the facility will now comfortably house 41 pupils. It was commissioned on Wednesday by Minister of Public Works, Bishop Juan Edgel. It is fully equipped with furniture, fire detection systems, and is designed to accommodate children with disabilities.
This is not just about brick and mortar. It's not just about windows and zinc sheets and nice fancy furniture. It's about an investment in education, which is a key platform for the new modern Guyana that we are building.
And that's how the week unfolded. One step at a time, one community at a time, but many stories are being written. That's it for this edition. We'll see you next week with more stories from the heart of government.
Welcome to the President's Diary, your weekly look at leadership that's bold and hands-on. This week began in Montego Bay, Jamaica, where His Excellency President Dr. Mohammed Irfan Ali attended the 49th meeting of the Conference of Heads of Government of CARICOM.
President Ali took part in a crucial session of the Prime Ministerial Subcommittee on External Trade Negotiations. Discussions centered on urgent trade issues affecting the region's economic resilience and sustainability. Back home in Guyana, President Ali met with a delegation from the Bechtel Corporation led by President of Regions and Corporate Relations, Mr. Justin Cibarel. The team provided an update on Bechtel's ongoing technical work, supporting the transportation corridor between northern Brazil and the planned deepwater port at the mouth of the Berbice River. President Ali emphasized the project's strategic importance to Guyana, CARICOM, and the hemisphere, urging swift progress so that construction can commence and be completed in the shortest possible time. President Irfan Ali delivered the feature address at the commissioning of a $711.6 million Tecnam P-2012 aircraft at the Guyana Defense Force GDF hangar at the Eugene F. Correa International Airport. The Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces stated that the acquisition of a new aircraft shows the commitment of his administration to modernizing the GDF.
It's an exciting time to be in the Guyana Defense Force. And your circumstances is changing beyond leaps and bounds. You now can do your degree, your postgraduate, your master's. You now can aspire to be in almost every single profession, knowing that the Guyana Defense Force will support your aspirations. All that is required is your enduring love for your country, your enduring love for the Guyana Defense Force, and your enduring commitment to what you do.
The new aircraft, registered to represent the Mabaruma Township, will perform several duties, including humanitarian assistance in hinterland communities when necessary. It was selected because of its ability to navigate rough skies as well as its capability to land on narrow airstrips scattered throughout the hinterland. President Ali joined thousands of cricket fans at the opening night of the Global Super League at the National Stadium in Providence. It was a thrilling matchup between local heroes, the Guyana Amazon Warriors, and defending champions, the Rangpur Riders, a spectacle that delivered electrifying moments and united passionate fans.
President Ali on Friday visited Aishalton in Region 9, where he announced the government's intention to assist in marketing the lush forests and intact ecosystems of the South Rupununi as a global model for biodiversity. He informed scores of villagers in Tushaus that he had recently engaged with community stakeholders at the 2025 National Tushaus Council Conference to craft a strategy that would guarantee the economic and environmental empowerment of the South Rupununi. The president believes that highlighting the region as a biodiversity hotspot can lead to sustainable wealth, jobs, and prosperity for its residents.
When the world speaks about biodiversity, which will be the most important subject, they must all point to the South Rupununi as a home of best practices, as a home of sustainability, as a home of resilience, as the home of thinkers, as the home of ideas, as the home of partnership.
President Irfan Ali and his wife, First Lady Arya Ali, engaged with patrons on Friday afternoon at their son's Zaid's Lemonade sale held on the lawns of State House. The fundraiser raised a total of $9.1 million for 8 animal organizations in Guyana. To wrap up the week, President Ali joined thousands of cricket fans at the National Stadium in Providence to support the Guyana Amazon Warriors in their second match of the Global Super League T20 cricket tournament as they face the Central Stags. On Saturday morning, President Ali met with the members from the Guyana Table Tennis Association, the Guyana Squash Association, and the Guyana Karate Federation. Discussions centered on the expansion of the sports in Guyana and sponsorship opportunities. From diplomacy and development to defense and national pride, President Ali's week reflected the energy and ambition of a nation on the rise. Do join us again next week on the President's Diary.
A total of 67 contracts were signed by small contractors from Bartica, Region 7, for the cleaning of drains, culverts, and road shoulders as part of ongoing efforts to mitigate flooding across the region. The 132.5 million worth of desilting projects signed on Friday are expected to significantly impact the lives of the contractors, boost economic activity, and drive growth in the area. At the signing ceremony, several small contractors welcomed the initiative as they highlighted how it would impact their lives.
I want to say thank you for all those who were instrumental, especially the minister and even the government, for this help. As a young father of three, with a young wife, and just recently we were awarded the lease for our land. So this would be a great help for us actually not finishing but even starting, and we hope to see more and more development. It's already started, and I can just hope for more. So thank you very much.
It is going to benefit me a great lot because I'm a single mother of two. I'm also looking after my two brothers. I am currently working in a small business, and this is going to help me to open. I'm very much grateful for this. Thank you.
Before the award, I have seen works that the government portray in my community, which is Moroccan. So from that alone, it gives me confidence that the government has been retransforming Bartica at large. So this initiative with the contract just gives me more strength to know that the government is doing things for our little tongue.
Speaking at the event, Minister of Public Works Bishop Gwan Edgel encouraged the new contractors to carry out the works to the highest standard, stressing the importance of quality delivery.
67 persons who longed, admired other people how they getting through and getting a chance to make a money. Your turn has come. I said your turn has. So I want to encourage you to execute this to the best of your ability.
To ensure the works are executed efficiently and to ease any financial burdens, the government is providing up to 50% of the contract sum as a mobilization advance.
Kwakwani now sports a brand new nursery school. Named Kwakwani Waterfront Nursery, the facility will now comfortably house 41 pupils. It was commissioned on Wednesday by the Minister of Public Works, Bishop Gwan Edgel. The school was built through the Ministry of Finance's Basic Needs Fund in partnership with the Caribbean Development Bank. It is fully equipped with furniture, fire detection systems, and designed to accommodate children with disabilities. Minister Edgel said this is as part of the government's commitment to providing accessible, high-quality education for children across Guyana.
This is not just about brick and mortar. It's not just about windows and zinc sheets and nice fancy furniture. It's about an investment in education, which is a key platform for the new modern Guyana that we are building.
Region 7 saw tremendous improvements in this year's National Grade 6 assessment. In the 2025 exams, students recorded better grades in every subject.
There was a 16% increased pass rate in math and 14% increased passes in science.
Minister of Parliamentary Affairs and Governance, Gail Teixeira, attended the region's prize-giving ceremony on Tuesday. She said that these results are the fruits of targeted investments made by the Ministry of Education.
As we work, and this is where the government, President Ali, has made education the foundation stone of the transformation of our country.
Minister Teixeira explained that these improvements, however, did not happen by chance or magic. She noted that these changes can only occur from intentional policy changes and investments.
Educational changes don't come fast. They're slow, like a slow river that moves steadily through, that you see change and change always.
This year, Students who sat the NGSA obtained a 63% pass rate, up from 49% last year.
The South Pakurama mountain range is home to some of the most remote indigenous communities in Guyana. The developments that have been taking place in this area over the last few years can only be described as life-altering for people who live here. That's all because of government programs and initiatives, all of which are aimed at making sure that no community is left behind.
My village got its name from a small eatable yellow fruit that's called yorong, and the paru means when a creek, a small creek. That's how it got its name, yorong paru.
Yarong Paru is the most remote village in the South Pakaramas, and this is where we begin our journey. If you were to visit this village 4 years ago, it would have been a much different experience, and the scenery would not have been like this.
I have seen developments, which is concrete roads, and then I have seen my school renovated and tiles being there. Since in old days, I have not seen our school floor was dusty, but now it's been tiled. And our health facilities, it's been complete, renovated, and I have seen quarters here, doctor's quarter, and then I've seen teacher's quarter, I've seen ICT hub.
The impact of the government's investments in the South Pakaramas are not only seen in the physical infrastructure, but they've had a significant impact on the lives of the people as well.
I've seen my child, I have a child, I've seen her benefiting from the Because We Care cash grant, and I've seen other children benefiting from that. I've seen they're being fully attired, having their footwear, which we haven't seen in the past. I wasn't dressed like that. I used to come to school with slippers, but now I've seen they're wearing their proper footwear, and we're glad for that.
The communities are all benefiting from having trained teachers and trained health workers. Even more young residents of this community are currently being trained in various professional fields. The village of Rukumuta, another remote and beautiful village, has also seen major transformation. At the heart of it, a major road network and other critical infrastructure. Hard to believe that this village not so long ago had no roads.
We have been seeing a lot of development within our village here in terms of infrastructure, in terms of our culture, through HISAD, then we through water supply, and then we have road development within our community, in which all of us here benefited from. Recently, we had drilled water now, which is not potable water for us, which is everyday use in our lives. So far, we have been least 90% developed from the years before.
Tiger Pond is the gateway to Paipang, Kokshibai, and Taushida. This village has benefited from several projects, and now its logging and agriculture sectors are thriving.
Since I came back into my village, it is not like the way how it used to be before. Developments you could see. A lot of things have been happened. We have our ICT hub now in here, thanks to the government. We have the computers now, access to internet for our children, for our people here. And we also have our roads now safely. We have our road signs up. We have our street lights now. And then now we have our school now access to internet. And now our village office is even access to internet right now. So to communicate with our superiors is very, very easy. You don't have to be writing letters no more, penning it and enveloping it. Gone are those days.
Tusho Edwards said that the funds acquired from the Low Carbon Development Strategy, or LCDS, has helped in the village's reforestation efforts. He noted that the village had experienced a decline of red cedar trees as a result of multiple factors. The village council decided to use a portion of funds from the LCDS to repopulate its red cedar trees, and today they have over 2,000 red cedar plants growing in the area. A remarkable turnaround.
We never had these lights, for example. Our village shops were small. And now with the help from the government grants and so on, the presidential grants and so on, we have extensions to our small projects. We have our pepper projects. We have our cattle being extension to the cattle. And we have sheep rearing going on, the black giants now. And there's so much to talk about.
Our last stop is the beautiful village of Taushida, where residents told us that they're experiencing significant improvements in the community. These include a fully functional village shop, new schools, health facility, and a brand new ICT center. All of these improvements, they say, have made life easier.
My community has developed a lot. I didn't see my village like this before. When I was small, when I was younger, it didn't have any equipped buildings. Now we are having it, and we are thankful to government.
From Yarong Paru to Taushida, these South Pakurama communities with support from the government are building roads where they didn't exist, schools, health, and even ICT centers. The people here believe there are now good reasons to remain rooted to their lands, while enjoying opportunities that residents on the coast have long enjoyed. It is even more proof that the government believes that no community is too small and no village too remote to be seen, heard, and supported.
The government remains optimistic that a long-standing ban on the exportation of catfish to the United States will be lifted shortly. This assurance was provided by Minister of Agriculture Zulfikar Mustafa at the ministry's main office in Georgetown on Wednesday. Since August 2020, the government has been working diligently with the United States Department of Agriculture on reversing the ban on catfish.
The ambassador and I have been speaking regularly on this matter. I hope very shortly we can have the ban lifted so that Guyana could once again export our product, especially catfish, to the United States.
The U.S. imposed a ban on wild-caught catfish import in September 2017 due to Guyana's inspection system of this fish is not the same as the U.S. Prior to the ban, Guyana's catfish exports to the U.S. were valued at about $1.8 billion. U.S. Ambassador to Guyana Nicole Terrio underscored that Guyana has been extremely receptive by taking all the necessary steps for this matter to be resolved.
Guyana has taken every step we've asked of them. It's a long process. They will submit the responses to questions we have. We'll ask more questions. They'll submit more responses. But I can tell you that it's going very, very well. Guyana has been incredibly responsive. I am very, very hopeful, as is the minister, that we'll have this resolved soon and that it will be a positive response. And I am certainly pushing on my end to make that happen.
Tugville Secondary School is being expanded to cater for 180 more pupils. 6 new classrooms are being created that will each accommodate 30 pupils. Minister of Education Priya Manichand recently visited the construction site to check the progress made.
Our aim is to make sure every child has a solid secondary education wherever they live, and this is one of the efforts. It's not only building new schools, but extending the schools that we currently have.
The $74.9 million contract was awarded to Kaivari Procurement Logistics and Investments, Inc. In Georgetown alone, Campbellville Secondary, St. Rosa's High, St. Stanislaus College, and Queens College are undergoing extension works to accommodate more pupils. Houston Secondary is also being rebuilt. Only last week, the government commissioned Christchurch Secondary, St. Winifred's Secondary, and St. George's School of Sciences. In the coming weeks, Brickdam Secondary will be commissioned, which will see over 600 students being accommodated in spacious classrooms. In recent years, new wings were commissioned at East Rheinfeld Secondary, St. Winifred's Secondary, Bishop's High, Queens College, and St. Stanislaus to cater to the growing population.
Three weeks after conducting community outreaches in 12 indigenous communities in the South Pacoremas, Minister of Natural Resources Vikram Bharat returned to deliver on the commitments he made. On Friday, Minister Bharat delivered buses, boats, ATVs, bicycles, tablets and other items that were requested by residents of 12 villages in Region 9.
A big thank you to the government. The last time the Honorable Minister Vikram was in the village, he promised us the bus and the other things, as you can see in the background there, and it didn't take him long at all. We have it right now, and I already came with my driver, and we are very, very grateful. Not only this, we have the outboard engine also, we have the boat, and we have the tablets for the students. And I was to mention, and we asked him for a play park in the village, and it is under construction as we speak in the village, and everyone is happy.
I'm so happy about this, the ATV that I'm receiving now, and that would be helping us in the community through the health, because there's no transportation of the health workers for the health workers. This time I used the village cruiser, but right now it is down, and I'm very happy to receive this ATV this afternoon.
I thanks for Minister for giving the ATV. I very proud of it for ATV for first time. And Guyana to ATV to my village to help my villagers, not villagers only, to help the sick people and the health worker too. I thanks for government also to give the 3 million for me too, for my village.
With the response we've been getting from Minister and his team's government, I think we are in a comfortable position to have the development that we are looking forward to.
We are thankful for the promise, not only the promise that you made, but fulfilling the promise that you made, and looking forward for continued support.
Minister Bharat, in his remarks to the leaders, noted that the government is committed to bridging the gap that exists between the coast and the hinterland of Guyana. He noted the opportunities that are now available for Amerindians to become trained in various fields.
A priority of ours has always and will be education and healthcare. Education and healthcare is critical. We can't have our children walking miles to go to school.
If we got to get a bus to them, we will provide a bus for them. Our health workers, we can't have them walking from one village to another. We will provide the ATV for them.
Dreams, years in the making, are finally taking shape. Residents in Region 10 are taking the next step into achieving home ownership through the Ministry of Housing and Water's Dream Realized Housing Drive. On Friday last, 1,000 of them received house lots. Minister of Housing and Water Colin Crowell congratulated the beneficiaries and committed to having the process of house lot distribution continue.
Very important that we understand and remember how we have started, how much of the process we have moved, and how we are committing to ensure that this mandate that which every PPPC government has ensured that ownership and access to housing is a priority. And therefore, I can say here, it will continue.
And the allottees spared no words of gratitude as they agreed that the timing could not have been better.
I am appalled and delighted. So, especially with the fact that I have a child, we're going to be a family soon. I think that it happened at the right time.
I'm happy about it because I was praying to God all the way to let me have my own land, and my prayer come true by the grace of God. So I give the praise to God and also the minister that helped me to get it.
In addition to the allocation of the house lots, steel and cement subsidies were also handed out.
I've seen firsthand this party support young people, support people of every ethnic group, and I will continue to support every people of this country come in this next 5 years. Don't you believe me? This party believes that young people are not just the future, but young people are the present. That's why we are getting the opportunity now to lead. I was introduced to politics by my brother from another mother, and I say this without contradiction, His Excellency, Dr. Mohammed Irfan Ali. And since I became a councillor, I've been embraced and welcomed. I felt the unity, I felt the love, and for that, I am supporting the People's Progressive Party Civic. You see the amount of youthful leadership that is in this party today, and I'm a testimony to that, standing here side by side with all these beautiful leaders that will take Guyana forward.